stack. Where are you going? There's 15 seconds. Where are you going? You can't go B now. Oh, they're so slow. They're like snails. Time!
There's no time on the defuse, Lauren.
You fucking melons!
Is this the worst map in professional Valorant history? This man thinks so, but no, it is not. This 13-2 self-clobbering by Karman Corp has atrocious gameplay, but it's probably one of the most entertaining maps in Valorant history. What I will be showing you today is not that. I have searched through hundreds of megabytes of match data to bring you some truly unwatchable garbage. Before we get into this map, let's discuss the context around these teams. Our side characters and winners of this map are Karman Corp. After an abysmal 2023, they rebuilt and rebounded to qualify for Masters Madrid. Since then, they have cooled down, sitting at a modest 2-2 in the EMEA League. They need to win this game to have any hope to qualify for Masters Shanghai. Our protagonists are Koi. In sports, there are two types of bad teams. There are funny bad teams, and there are sad bad teams. Koi is a sad bad team. In 2023, they tied Karman Corp for the bottom of EMEA at 2-7, while giving none of the entertainment. So far in this split, Koi are 0-3 in matches and 0-6 in maps. Sensing this urgency, they select Casey's worst map of Sunset, despite clearly not having practiced it themselves. What follows is one of the greatest statistical anomalies in Valorant. Let's get into the game. You've already seen the pistol where Karman Corp attempts and fails a gun round strat on a pistol. Koi buys heavy with 4 rifles into the anti-eco and end up winning despite their best efforts to lose. Let's get into round 3. Because they lost so many guns on their anti-eco, Koi are bringing pretty much nothing into this one. After they over-rotate, they stand around for a bit before deciding to die to the bomb for money. Let's start a counter for rounds where Koi are not playing to win the round. In round 4, it's the first full buy round, and 2 players die on Koi looking the wrong direction. The last 2 players decide to save. In round 5, Karman Corp run into a 5-man stack and get expectedly demolished. So in round 6, when they're about to run into another 5-man stack, they make the right call and rotate. And Koi don't realize this, and they just hang around and rotate late. When they finally get to the other site, it is a 5v4, and they decide, why would we try to win when we can guaranteed lose? And they save a 4v5. Round 7 is actually an interesting round. It comes down to a 2v2 that Casey end up winning. Wait a second, this is the kind of round that's supposed to happen in good games. And of course, Koi realizes this and decides to go on a bit of a run. In round 8, Koi push mid to attempt a flank but get cooked by a trip. The survivor decides to save. Round 9, Koi dry peek A main and die. The last 3 decide to save. Round 10, Koi get cooked by poor map design. The surviving player saves. Round 11, Koi get outpositioned and out-aimed, and 3 players save.
Hear me out. Somebody's daughter is going to uni with all this savings.
This is a hard game to watch now.
It's hard also because
In the last round of the half, Koi of course cannot save, so they go for it, and you know what? It works out, and they win the round. It's a new half, so we switch sides. In the pistol, Koi win with 4 players alive. It's not exactly a close, exciting battle, but at least we don't have to watch everyone stand around waiting for time to expire, right? I've been moving quite fast, so maybe it's hard to grasp, but this is what it's like watching this map. Everyone's just standing around the whole time. Sometimes there's a kill, sometimes there's not. Mostly it's just looking at a wall and standing there doing nothing. In round 15, it comes down to a 1v4, and despite all the odds, Shados decides to go for it. He loses, of course, so he really should have saved. Round 16 is so special, I'm just gonna let it play out for you.
Kozer onto A elbow.
Are they gonna try and cut through middle again?
I mean,
Otherwise, why are you putting Gravino there?
yeah, but look at how ready Casey
30
is for
seconds
this.
left.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's not raid, it's no other. All the setup is favorable for Casey.
And they're trying to turn eyes away, right? They're trying to imply
good.
pressure on market, which is nice. It kind of like sells this feint, but it gets shoulder checked. And I
15
think
seconds.
we're seeing the time run out, and the spikes at top middle. There's a lot of map to go here.
again.
You gotta go faster rate. He's
10
just
seconds
laughing. You got 9 seconds. Find a site. The word melons comes to mind.
Melons. Yeah.
Melons.
Yeah. Some slacks will get that. Melons. Melons in double digits now for
Melons in
Casey.
chat.
Round 17, Koi pushes CT when Bomb is planning for main. It goes about as well as you might imagine. Round 18, KC rolls over Koi and collects their first map point. This means that Koi cannot save. KC can do whatever they want though. Let's go over some stats while the final round plays. This game has a combined kills per round of 5.65. There's no real way to describe how disgusting that is. The average is about 7. In all franchise games, there are only 8 games with a KPR below 6. 5.65 is just unbelievable. Tied to this metric is the number of rounds where a team is not playing the objective. I'm pretty sure that 10 here is the record, and I can guarantee you that 7 from one team is the half record. The two biggest arguments that this is not the worst map in professional Valorant is 1, the casting is funny, and 2, there are 2 1v1 clutches, which I guess could get your heart pumping a little. No, I did not make a mistake and put the wrong graphic. 1 year after KC and Koi played one of the worst maps in history, they decided to run it back. Once again, Koi are coming into this game with 0 map wins under their belt, while KC is a mediocre team that is the heavy favorite to win. Again, this is Koi's map pick, where they are about to get absolutely smoked 13-2. Getting into the rounds, Koi handily win the pistol with 4 players surviving. In their anti-eco, they go back to buying 4 rifles, which works out well when 2 KC players somehow die to Tejo missiles. This is the last round that Koi will win in this map. Most of these rounds aren't very interesting, so I'll just go through them quickly. In round 3, Koi have a pretty good bonus as they manage to take down 3 Karman Corp players. In round 4, things go worse as KC win with 3 players alive. This sends Koi down to an eco in round 5, where KC win with 4 players alive. Round 6, Koi goes for the classic 4v5 save that turns into a 3-person save when Filu stands too close to the bomb. KC then wins round 7 with 2 players alive. After that, they win round 8 with 4 players alive. Since this is EMEA in 2025, we get a tech pause that lasts about 7 minutes. In round 9, KC beat the eco with 5 players alive. Round 10, they win with 3. Round 11, while down 8-2, Koi decides to save. In the final round of the half, KC win with 3 players alive. To start the new half, KC win with 4 players alive. This leaves Koi with no choice but to force into round 2, which works out great when they run into an outlaw 1x1. This leaves Fly alive with no HP and a Stinger. What do you think he should do in this situation? A Stinger is worth 1100 credits. If you lose a round while surviving, you only get 1000 more. This means that saving gives him a 2100 credit kit for the next round. The other option is running into the blender and dying. If you die after losing 2 rounds in a row, you get 2400 credits. Your instinct might be to die here, however, there's one more factor that is more important than the rest. Flya is 3-12. If he dies here, he will very likely end the game in a pie, so Flya makes the right call. As I play the final round, you might be confused as to how this is the worst map in Valorant. At first glance, nothing stands out as being unique to this map. It just looks like a normal, forgettable bad game. And that's part of what makes it so bad. It's hard to even tell that you just watched the single map with the lowest ever total kills. 85 might not seem crazy until you put it next to any other game. How did they manage to get 10 less kills in 2 more rounds? Couldn't tell ya. This of course pairs with the absurd KPR of 5.67. This is slightly higher than the other map I showed you, but not by much. In terms of redeemable qualities, I don't think there's anything with this one. There's 0 clutches, as almost every round was a stomp. Of course, there's 0 aces. The casting does not help either, as Pansy and Mini especially, the greatest coach in Valorant history, sounds very rightfully disappointed in what he is watching.
Not sure what Koi are waiting for here, because there's a very real possibility Shadows get spammed here trying to plant.
10 seconds left.
In my opinion, I would say this is the worst map in professional Valorant, but it is very close to the other one I showed. A few months after this game was played, Koi was kicked out of the VCT. This sadly means that we cannot run it back for a third time. We'll miss you, Koi.